I have tried to make a story of life as I see it, a life that is not composed of heroes and villains, but of men and women with all their passions given to them by God. My sole purpose is that of entertainment, but if a moral has crept into it, it is a preachment for tolerance and understanding for those who have made mistakes, to invite your pity for human weakness, for after all, none is perfect. It is so easy to condemn, so hard to understand and forgive. I am at peace with God. My conflict is with man. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. In this world there is room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. Simplicity of approach is always best. What do you want a meaning for? Life is a desire, not a meaning. What a sad business, being funny. The deeper the truth in a creative work, the longer it will live. I suppose that's one of the ironies of life, doing the wrong thing at the right moment. The saddest thing I can imagine is to get used to luxury. If you're really truthful with yourself, it's a wonderful guidance. I feel I am privileged to express a hope. The hope is this, that we shall have peace throughout the world, that we shall abolish wars and settle all international differences at the conference table, that we shall abolish all atom and hydrogen bombs before they abolish us. The future of the modern world demands modern thinking. Therefore, let us use the full force of our intelligence instead of obsolete homicidal methods in settling our international differences. Life is a beautiful, magnificent thing, even to a jellyfish. I consider myself as much a citizen of America as anybody else, and my great love has always been here in this country. At the same time, I don't feel I am allied to any one particular country. I feel I am a citizen of the world. I feel that when the day comes and we have the barriers down and so forth, so the people come and go all around the world and be a part of any country, and I have always felt that about citizenship. I'm not a citizen. I don't need citizenship papers, and I've never had patriotism in that sense for any country, but I'm a patriot to humanity as a whole. I'm a citizen of the world. If the four freedoms mean anything after this war, we don't bother about whether we are citizens of one country or another. Perfect love is the most beautiful of all frustrations because it is more than one can express. Let us strive for the impossible. The great achievements throughout history have been the conquest of what seemed the impossible. Laughter is the tonic, the relief, the surcease from pain. Imagination means nothing without doing. Life can be wonderful if you're not afraid of it. All it needs is courage, imagination, and a little dough. Simplicity is a difficult thing to achieve. I thought I would dress in baggy pants, big shoes, a cane, and a derby hat. Everything a contradiction. The pants baggy, the coat tight, the hat small, and the shoes large. I grow older, I am becoming more preoccupied with faith. We live by it more than we think and achieve by it more than we realize. I believe that faith is a precursor of all our ideas. Without faith, there never could have evolved hypothesis, theory, science, or mathematics. I believe that faith is an extension of the mind. It is the key that negates the impossible. To deny faith is to refute oneself and the spirit that generates all our creative forces. I had no idea of the character, but the moment I was dressed, the clothes and the makeup made me feel the person he was. I began to know him, and by the time I walked onto the stage, he was fully born. Art was an additional emotion applied to skillful technique. I cannot believe that our existence is meaningless or accidental, as some scientists would tell us. Life and death are too resolute, too implacable to be accidental. I have yet to know a poor man who has nostalgia for poverty or who finds freedom in it. I found poverty neither attractive nor edifying. It taught me nothing but a distortion of values, an overrating of the virtues and graces of the rich and the so-called better classes. The basic essential of a great actor is that he loves himself in acting. I do not mean it in a derogatory sense. Often I have heard an actor say, "How I'd love to play that part," meaning he would love himself in the part. This may be egocentric, but the great actor is mainly preoccupied with his own virtuosity. Just a fervent love of the theater is not sufficient. There must also be a fervent love of it and belief in oneself. The talkies are spoiling the oldest art in the world, the art of pantomime. They are ruining the great beauty of silence. They are defeating the meaning of the screen, the appeal that has created the star system, the fan system, the vast popularity of the whole, the appeal of beauty. It's beauty that matters in pictures, nothing else. I'd sooner be called a successful crook than a destitute monarch. I hate the sight of blood, but it's in my veins. The heart and the mind, what an enigma. To work is to live, and I love to live. Too much kindness and respect are given to the unseen and not enough to humanity. It seems that in our nature we loathe each other and bestow our respect and love on the abstract. Men who think deeply say little in ordinary conversations. Humor is kindly, wit is caustic. Making fun is serious business. It calls for deep study, for concentrated observation. It is the business of a funny man to know what makes people laugh and why it makes them laugh. He must be a psychologist before he can become a successful comedian. I hope that the entertainment I give has some lasting effect on people. I hope they see the beauty that I myself am seeking. I am trying to express a beauty that embraces not only physical characteristics and scenes, but the true fundamental emotions of humanity. Beauty is what I am after. Whatever the good people want, I shall try to give them. My happiest days are those in which I do good work. Sometimes I have taken a whole day on a few scenes so as to get the right comedy situations. I realize all the time that every gesture of my fingers and arms and every contortion of my facial muscles will be witnessed by many millions of people seeking entertainment. Beauty is the spirit of all things, an exaltation, a sum of life and death, of good and evil, of vileness and purity, of joy and pain, of hate and love, all of it incarnate in the object we see or hear. It is an empathy, a feeling into art or nature that we observe. All of it is singing harmony to our senses. Interviewers have asked me how I get ideas for pictures, and to this day I am not able to answer satisfactorily. How does one get ideas? By sheer perseverance to the point of madness. One must have a capacity to suffer anguish and sustain enthusiasm over a long period of time. Perhaps it's easier for some people than others, but I doubt it. The persecution of any minority is inhuman and unnatural. That belief is timeless and beyond change. Over the years, I have discovered that ideas come through an intense desire for them. Continually desiring, the mind becomes a watchtower on the lookout for incidents that may excite the imagination. Music, a sunset, may give image to an idea. All artists experience a lull in their work. It is a period of replenishing the soil, of plowing in and turning under our past experiences and watering them afresh with new ones. Machinery should be a blessing to mankind and not a curse. The mystic urge to gamble is as deep in man as the instinct to survive. It is as much a part of him and as unavoidable as breathing, for whomever lives, gambles with life.